In the Gemara in Brachot, Ben Zoma tells us of the extraordinary effort that Adam HaRishon had to go through to produce the first loaf of bread. He plowed, he planted, he sowed, he harvested, he threshed, he mixed, he kneaded, and finally, after all of that effort, he produced the first loaf of bread. And we are the beneficiaries of that effort. In our school, what we experience every day, we know is made possible thanks to the innovation, efforts, and vision of those who came before us.
Welcome to Kohelet. Let me show you around. This place is really old. It's been here for like 100 years.
Really? I saw a poster that said it was here since 2010.
Yeah, like I said, really old.
Is that supposed to be open?
No, that's the attic. Weird.
Whoa. There's more here. What's this?
It's a history book about Kohelet. Brick by brick, building a K-12 yeshiva, the Kohelet story.
Kohelet wasn't always Kohelet. Originally it was
Stern Hebrew High School. In early 2000, Jerry and Marilyn Stern met in their living room with other local families to discuss opening a modern Orthodox high school. But what about the Lab and middle schools?
I don't know. Keep reading.
They met in their living room to talk about starting a high school, where the
Limudei Kodesh and secular studies would be equally rigorous, and girls and boys would have the same educational opportunities. We wanted to build a school that valued modern orthodoxy as a distinct hashkafa, and that would prepare our students for the college, seminary, or yeshiva of their choosing.
A transformative gift from the Kohelet Foundation enabled the school to buy a new property and relocate.
At the time, we wanted to find ways to help the community grow. And the Kohelet Foundation was a way for us to do it in an organized, thoughtful, and intentional way. So in 2010, building on the momentum of Stern Hebrew High School, we bought a building and opened Kohelet Yeshiva High School.
Alongside these renovations, the school constructed a Beit Midrash in 2011.
Then, to bring the vision to life, the Kohelet Foundation recruited Rabbi Dr. Gil PERL all the way from Memphis.
The Kohelet Foundation brought me to Philadelphia to help grow this school, to take a school that was built upon modern Orthodox values, that aspired toward unparalleled excellence in both general studies and Judaic studies, and to make it soar. While working with the high school, we also began to imagine and define what a yeshiva elementary and middle school might look like if we designed it based on the question of what do we know about how children learn, rather than what do we know about how schools have always operated.
So they founded the Yeshiva Lab School to bring these educational principles to life. In the beginning, it was just a class of 17 kindergarten students.
Today there are over 200 students in the K-8.
I know. They recruited someone that had built a school like this before.
When Rabbi Pearl shared the vision of the school, I knew I had to move my family here to be a part of it.
The lab school wasn't always here.
We found a place near a dry cleaner that was originally a storefront.
A storefront?
A storefront. It took some imagination to transform it into a school, but it worked.
In the beginning, it was just Michal and me. Starting a new school takes a lot of hard work. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears went into making it a reality.
Blood, sweat, and tears? Gross.
Everyone has to be willing to do everything.
But beyond the work, you need people who believe in the vision.
You need families that are willing to be pioneers.
You need financial backing to grow.
We saw incredible interest in our program. Enrollment that first year was beyond our imagination. We realized in order to build a vibrant, modern Orthodox community in Philadelphia, we were going to need a K-12 yeshiva.
The schools merged in the summer of 2016. Kohelet Yeshiva High School and Yeshiva Lab School became Kohelet Yeshiva.
They expanded the high school wing to bring the K-2 students on campus, and they started the middle school with 6th and 7th graders on the stage in the gym.
There were big kids and little kids bumping into each other in the hallway, but it kind of felt like home.
I was part of that middle school class on the stage. It was 4 rooms.
Do you know what it's like to try and do projects with basketballs bouncing all day? Incidentally, my shot's pretty good now.
But then over the next 5 years, things really picked up.
We broke ground and completed our K-8 building.
We created a fabrication laboratory in our high school extension.
We graduated our first middle school 8th grade class that went on to matriculate into our high school.
But we didn't just do it ourselves. The community stepped in and stepped up.
Our parents, friends, and community members donated to our endowment to ensure that Kohelet would be here for our children and our children's children.
When we needed a playground, more than 100 people from the community came out to build it.
Even during the pandemic, everyone worked hard to make sure that we would stay open.
When we saw our pioneer kindergarten class reach 5th grade in 2020, Kohelet was complete, a full K-12 yeshiva.
It's incredible to think about how much went into building the school that we have today.
And all the people that were involved in its story.
Oh no, we gotta go.
This is our story, the Kohelet story. Join us in writing the next chapter.